This is Appalachian Television Omni-Media, improving America. 3:06, local Wasteland time. If you're listening, you're still here. This is midnight in the Wasteland, and I'm Nightwatch. I don't roam the highways anymore. I stay where the signal reaches furthest. People come to me, traders, runners, drifters. And when the night is slow enough, they leave a story behind like a cigarette burn in the table. Tonight's story is simple. A girl, a tape, and a voice that she used like a blanket. I heard her name first from a trader who came in with wet boots and a sore jaw. He had been chewing old coffee grounds to stay awake. He looked like he'd been walking for days, and the cold finally caught up with him. He didn't start with a story right away. He talked about prices, about ammo, about a dead Brahmin he'd seen in the creek with its ribs spread open like a cupboard. Then, it slipped out by accident, and he said, "You ever heard about that kid near Rusted Hollow? The one with the tape?" I asked him what he meant. He said her name was Junie, 15 maybe. Too quiet for her age. Too careful. The kind of kid who watches adults the way adults watch storms. He said she wore a gas mask, even when the air was clean. Cracked filter. Straps too big. Like she found it somewhere and decided it was safer to be someone else. He told me she didn't beg, didn't hustle, didn't cry to get favors. She traded, straight, quiet. Like she'd already learned the lesson most people learn late, that needing something out loud is how you get hurt. He said she'd show up on the edge of camp sometimes, just outside the light. If you talked to her, she'd answer, but never stepped all the way in. And he said she had a tape player, a battered little thing. Metal corners, old world plastic, the kind that should have died a long time ago. But it didn't, because Junie kept it alive. He said one night the wind was bad, and the woods were making those noises. The kind they make when you're already tired. Somebody's cooking fire went out. People were snappy, jumpy, talking about pack animals gone missing. Then Junie sat down near the red rocket shell, by the rusted hollow. Not inside it, not really. Just near enough to use the wall as cover. She put the tape in, hit play. And suddenly, through all that night noise, you could hear him. Not a song, not a PSA, not a sermon. A man's voice. Clear in the way an old recording can sound clear. Like the static gives it edges. He sounded like a person who still believed that saying the right thing mattered. Like words were supposed to be weapons against wrongness. The trader told me Junie called him the man in the cape. He said someone laughed when she said it. Some grown man, half drunk, trying to be tough. Like it was funny that a kid could keep a hero in her pocket. Junie didn't laugh back. She just looked at him through that fog mask lens and said, "He talks to me." And that was it. No big speech. No explanation. Just the truth. Simple enough to hurt. The trader said he didn't understand it until later. Until he realized she wasn't saying she thought the man was real. She was saying the voice made the world feel real again. Organized. Like somebody had a plan. Like someone still cared about lines and rules and justice. Even if it was just pretend. A few days after the trader told me that, a caravan hand came through. Different person. Same name. She said she'd met Junie too. She said Junie didn't share much. but she'd share little observations, like a person twice her age. Junie told her the wasteland was loud in the wrong ways. Gunfire, threats, people acting mean so nobody would see that they were still scared. Junie said sometimes the quiet was worse, because the quiet let your head talk back. So she played the tape. Not all the time. Not like a kid running a toy into the ground. Like medicine. Measured. Only when it got bad. The caravan hand told me Junie said something she'd never forget. When he talks, it feels like somebody's coming. Not somebody already here. Not somebody who can save you. Just somebody coming. And for a kid alone in the ruins, that could be the difference between sleeping and not sleeping. Between breathing and staring at the ceiling until dawn feels like a threat. That's most of the story. The last part came from a scav, maybe a month later. He stopped in just long enough to take some water and ask if I'd heard about anything from Rusted Hollow. He said he'd sheltered one night in the back room of a wrecked Red Rocket station near there. He said the place had that smell, old oil, wet rot, and a metal that's been cold for far too long. In the corner, on a crate, he found the tape player, not hidden, not buried, just set out on the clean patch of concrete, like somebody had placed it there very carefully. He said it was almost respectful, like leaving a hat on a chair for somebody who isn't coming back. He said the tape was gone. No cassette inside. No spare tapes in the box. No little stash. Just a player. Empty. He asked around the next day. People got quiet. Not dramatic quiet. Not suspicious quiet. The kind of quiet that means everyone already agreed not to say it out loud. Junie hadn't been seen. No gas mask on the ridge. No small figure at the edge of camp. No silent kid trading for batteries. Just gone. The scav said somebody told him, almost like a warning, don't go looking around. She didn't leave tracks on purpose. And that was that. I don't know what happened to her. Maybe she ran. Maybe she followed the wrong smile. Maybe she got hurt the way kids get hurt out there. Quick and unfair. Or maybe, and this part I can't shake, maybe she walked out one night with that tape in her pocket because it was the only thing that ever sounded like rescue. And if she was going to disappear, she wanted to take her hero with her. I don't know. But I do know what it means when a person keeps something small alive. A song, a photo, a trinket, or a voice. Out here, most people hoard bullets and food. Junie hoarded a feeling. A feeling that the world had a line in it. A line between right and wrong. A line you could stand on. And if you've ever been 15 and alone in a ruined place, you might not understand how valuable that is. I don't know if ghosts wear capes, but I know old voices hang around. They get stuck in tapes, in radios, in the parts of us that still want to believe someone good is on the way. And sometimes, it's not childish. Sometimes it's survival. You've been listening to Midnight in the Wasteland. I'm Nightwatch. Still here. Still listening. I'll be back tomorrow, if the horizon holds, and the quiet stays kind. Until then, keep walking. And if the dark starts talking too loud, find something, anything, that still talks back.